Alright guys, this is Dunaho once again. I was gonna wait to present the sex video. I'm still am, because this just be part one of it. But somebody sent me a message on my Facebook, and well, I'll pretty much read it to you. Let's see. It says, "Hey, I know you don't know me very well, but my name is Ashley, and I'm like in love with your videos." Well, that's very nice. Thank you, Ashley. Glad to know that people watch my videos and everything. I hope it helps you out. I hope that you learn stuff from it. She says there's a very good. Let's see. Oh yeah, she says my videos are very good. Thank you again. Of course, what I'm doing is just to help. I'm not looking for fame or anything. It's just to help out. Thank you anyways, though. She says, "Well, I have this friend," and she puts in parentheses, "not me, I swear." Well, to the viewers, it's not her. Okay. She says she's being very sexually active and not focusing on school, and I'm really scared for her. I think you should talk about the importance of school and how sex is on the mind, but it can wait. Sincerely, Ashley C. Well, thank you, Ashley. I'll go ahead and do a little part on that. Alright. Sexually active. I don't know your friend, but I will tell you a past experience. I, unfortunately, got with this girl, took her virginity, and she became very sexually active. Now me, my grades were failing and I really didn't care anyways. But she was an honor student. Her grades dropped a lot because she was over at my house a little bit and I was over at her house all the time. I pretty much out of the 3 months that I dated her, we had sex a total probably more than 60 times, and that's no joke. How she didn't come pregnant, I'll be amazed. Let's see. School. It's very important, because that right there will either make you or break you. School determines to your employer if you was able, or if able, to finish a job. If you don't finish school, then they see it as you can't finish a job. If you don't have a high school diploma, you can't work. Most jobs don't accept people without high school diplomas anymore. Take McDonald's for example. If you're out of school, well, guess what? If you don't have a high school diploma, you ain't flipping burgers. there's rarely a job that'll accept anything below a high school diploma. A GED, it's just like a diploma. Matter of fact, a GED is harder than a diploma. So if you have one of those, that's a diploma. I'm not saying people with GEDs can't get jobs. Now, college wants you to have a high school education or a GED, which, if I'm not mistaken, it stands for, I think it's general education or something like that. I don't know. I never took GED because I got my high school diploma. I worked hard and I went extra. I know this kind of sounds stupid, but I'm not the smartest person in the world, so of course I'm not going to know what it's called. But now, sex, it interferes with school, because here's what happens. You either get focused on sex, or you get focused on the fact that you're pregnant. You get pregnant in school, your life's done. I will use my mom as an example. My mom is the most loving person in the world. I love her to death. Even though I have saw that she's been trying to help me all these years, and I have denied her since I have turned 13. They say terrible twos is the worst. Well, look forward to you kids turning teenagers. They're going to be 10 times worse than you were. And I'm looking forward to my kids being 10 times worse than I am. That means I got a lot to look forward to because I did a lot of things. Alright. Now, my mom had me at 17. She was in school. She had to drop out of school. She had to work at Waffle House. My dad almost finished high school, but ended up dropping out. Got his GED. He was a very smart person. My dad, smarter than anybody I ever known. He honor students today is what he was. This I'm talking about. He has the ability to go to Harvard and become a doctor. This is how good he is. But yet I didn't look up to him. I didn't look up to them because of their failures. Because they had a kid in high school. Because I thought that was wrong at the time. But then I noticed I started doing the same thing. So, it's not to judge people for that, but sex interrupts your grades. Because you're having a sexual relationship with this person, and then when this person leaves you, you're going to be mad because that same person's going to go have sex with another person. You get addicted to sex. It's like a drug. It just feels so good, you got to keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it. Eventually, if you keep doing it, you're going to come up with an STD. Now, some STDs are curable. There are a handful that is curable. And then you got ones that ain't. For such, AIDS. AIDS ain't curable. Now they say there's cures out there for it. But who wants to drink a gallon full of bleach and risk their life? Nobody. Okay? So it's not curable. There are pills to slow it down. But you're not let's see, Michael Vick. You can't just throw out money. Now I'm not saying Michael Vick has AIDS, but he makes a lot of money. Of course. You're not Bill Gates. You can't just throw out $1 billion and say, here, I want these pills. They don't release them to the public. Unfortunately, Medicaid don't pay for that. Insurance don't pay for it. It's just too high of a cost. That means you're stuck for the rest of your life. And that means every time you have a lover, you got to tell them that you have a disease and possibly lose them. Hey, eventually you might find somebody with a disease and be with them, and then y'all both die together. The maximum lifespan for somebody on AIDS is 10 years. I have a friend, had AIDS. Didn't know it. But when he died, went to his funeral. Mother looked at me and said, he had AIDS. 3 years of having AIDS. 3 years. Didn't know he had it for those 3 years, but he slept with one person. The only one person. And guess what? When he woke up, right on his mirror, wrote in makeup, I think it was lipstick, wrote right on the mirror, welcome to the wonderful world of AIDS. That was a that was a kick in the ass for him. Well, he tested positive. Now, it takes 7 years for AIDS to pop up sometimes, but in his case, it's acted very fast. He showed up with AIDS. He ended up dying within 3 years. His immune system got destroyed from it or something like that. I don't know how it worked, but he died. Now I'm out of a very good friend of mine. I don't get to see him anymore. But you know, that also put all of us that was around him to go get tested. So I went to the health department with a bunch of friends one day, and we all got tested together. Out of all of us, we didn't have AIDS. And then they told us, you don't have AIDS unless you have sexual contacts or you come in contact with their blood and you have a cut. That's the way you get it. Kissing them, yeah, you're going to get it from kissing. Very slim chance, but you'll get it. Well, I never did any of that, so I'm lucky, unfortunately. But I lost a very good friend to the disease. And if you're having sex, you need to be careful. I can't tell you to stop. I'm not your parents. I'm not you. I can't tell you to stop. You have to want to stop yourself. You have to save it for marriage. Because marriage is what it's meant for. In the Bible, it says that marriage is what allows you to have sex. Because it's meant for a married man and a married woman. Why have sex outside of marriage? I learned that. There's no point. You can get to know somebody without having sex. But unfortunately, us guys and females have these hormones that runs around our bodies and basically says, oh, hey, let's have sex. A woman gets an orgasm, is wow, holy cow, feels so great. A guy gets a boner, he's like, let's put this thing to the, let's basically show him what we got. You know what? It's like that Hollywood and Dead song, if you ever heard it. When you start drinking, your dick does all the thinking. Well, guess what? It does all the thinking, because basically when it gets hard, it starts thinking. Because guess what? It's going to start saying, I want this, I want that, let's do this, let's do that. Too late. You're done for. Now, you can sit there and tell all your friends, I had sex, I had sex, I had sex, I had sex. But guess what? The ones you look at, it says, why haven't you had sex? You're not cool? Well, guess what? They're cool because they haven't had sex. You want to know why? Because they have something that you can't ever get back, and it's called virginity. You see, I lost mine. I can't never get it back. My friend, good friend of mine, who brought me to the Lord, he still has his virginity. He's proud of it. He doesn't let anybody put him down for it. He tells them, I have something you can't ever get back. You can receive the salvation of the Lord. You can get somebody's forgiveness. You can get your favorite vehicle back. You can get your money back. You can get whatever you want back. But when it comes to virginity, you don't get it back. That's one thing, once it's taken, you don't get back. And guess what? Life is another thing. That when it gets taken, you don't get it back. Now, a small little brief moment, I went ahead and posted this because it sounded urgent. But of course, anybody that posts this on there, I'm going to automatically put a video on after every comment, and I'm going to stick to my regular little videos, and they're going to come part and part. Well, thank you, Ashley, for using that, and I'll leave you with this. I'm not a very good person on advice because I'm fairly new at it, but here's one. If she's sexually active, sit down and talk to her. Explain to her, if you're close friends, explain to her how much y'all matter to each other, and tell her if she ends up messing with the wrong person, what she will end up getting. And explain to her you don't want to see her laying in a casket 10 years down the road, or like my friend, 3 years down the road. Everything I tell you on here is the truth. I can back it up. I can prove every bit of it. I mean, why lie about life? You need somebody telling you the truth. You have to have somebody telling you the truth, because everybody's been lying to you lately. If you had somebody to tell you the truth, well, good job, they're honest. If you haven't, well, welcome. I am now telling you the truth. And sex is one of the things you do not need to experience until marriage. Being sexually active will lower your grades. You don't notice it right off the bat, but you will end up failing high school, because eventually you'll either get pregnant and have to drop out, because you can't. Like a friend of mine, she got pregnant. Guess what? She tried to do high school. She dropped out 3 times already because she can't do it, because that baby needs her. Another friend of mine, he's dropped out doing under the table work because he's trying to take care of a baby. Child support ain't cheap. And another problem, you'll run into some guys who don't care. They don't want to take care of that baby. And guess what? Your baby's fatherless. You know what that makes you? Well, unfortunately, that just makes you another girl. And everybody will look at you like something's wrong with you. Well, if y'all want to know more on this, I will put it in my next video, but fortunately my time is running out. Thank you, and thank you, Ashley, for giving me that. Have a nice day, And if I get another one, I will put another one up. Okay? Thank y'all.